It all began with a drama that took the world by storm, Meteor Garden, and from that very first moment on screen, the chemistry between Wang and Shenyue was undeniable. Before we dive deep into the truth behind their evolving relationship and answer the question everyone's been asking, are they finally married? Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single update on this incredible journey from co-stars to rumored soulmates. Back in 2018, the world was introduced to a new generation of F4. With his smoldering gaze and tall, commanding presence, Wang captured hearts as the modern-day Dao Mingxi, while Shenyue brought a fresh charm and authenticity to the role of Dong Shangkai. Fans were hooked instantly, not just on the story, but on the actors behind the characters. What started as pure fiction began to blur into something else entirely. Interviews, behind-the-scenes clips, and fan-captured moments all hinted at a real connection. But in the world of entertainment, where chemistry is currency and rumors are relentless, people weren't sure, was it acting, or was it love? Dylan, fresh out of acting school and thrust into stardom, was known for his reserved, often mysterious demeanor. Shenyue, by contrast, was bubbly, down-to-earth, and seemed to wear her heart on her sleeve. The contrast only fueled speculation. Fans pointed to how Dylan would glance at her when she wasn't looking. How Shenyue would laugh just a little too hard at his jokes. How even their awkward silences seemed loaded with something deeper. But for years, the pair deflected the questions. They were just friends. Co-stars. Nothing more. Still, their story didn't fade with the credits of Meteor Garden. They continued to cross paths, at award shows, in variety programs, even quietly supporting each other's new projects. Every time they were seen together, the rumors reignited. Social media was full of posts like "just get married already" and "their endgame, and they know it." Yet through it all, they stayed silent. Some saw that silence as avoidance. Others, as proof that they were protecting something too sacred for public consumption. Then came 2023. The rumors surged again when eagle-eyed fans noticed both Dylan and Shenyue posting from the same city on the same day, Paris. While neither tagged each other or mentioned the other in their posts, the architecture in the backgrounds matched. The lighting. The locations. A quiet romantic getaway? Or just coincidence? It didn't help that just weeks later, Shenyue was spotted at a private fashion event in Beijing, wearing a delicate ring on her left hand. Not flashy, not meant to be seen. But it was seen. And it was enough. Headlines exploded with speculation. Shenyue engaged? Wang's secret proposal? But once again, there was no confirmation. Only more sightings. More whispers. Insiders began to talk. A stylist who worked with Shenyue claimed the actress often spoke about someone she called her calm. A nickname, perhaps. Someone who grounded her when her schedule felt overwhelming. Around the same time, Dylan gave an unusually candid interview where he said, "Sometimes, when something feels too important, you keep it quiet because it's not for others. It's just yours." Fans didn't need much more than that. By early 2024, something shifted. Their public appearances became more strategic, always separate, but never far apart. Dylan was seen leaving a recording studio, and just hours later, Shenyue was photographed at the same building. A month later, they both traveled to Bali, for work, reportedly. But there were no projects linked to either of them there. Only sunsets. Only silence. Then, in mid-2024, came the photo that broke the internet. A blurry but unmistakable image of Dylan and Shenyue walking hand-in-hand through a quiet alley in Kyoto, Japan. No masks. No attempt to hide. Just the two of them, side by side, like a couple who'd stopped running from what everyone already knew. The picture spread like wildfire. The hashtag Dylan and Shenyue started trending within minutes. Their agencies refused to comment, as expected. But the fans had all the confirmation they needed. Still, no one was prepared for what happened next. In January 2025, on the morning of Shenyue's 28th birthday, her studio released a photo set. Simple. Elegant. Shenyue in a white sundress, standing in a garden, surrounded by soft, glowing lights. But it was the last image that had people screaming. A candid shot, her back turned, holding someone's hand. Only the edge of a man's suit visible. But that suit? It looked an awful lot like one Dylan wore at an awards show just 2 weeks earlier. And then came the caption, "Thank you for always choosing me," on screen and off. The internet lost its mind. Was it an engagement announcement? A wedding teaser? Had they already gotten married in secret? The comments section was chaos. Fans rejoiced. Others demanded answers. Media outlets scrambled to reach their teams for clarification. But again, silence. Their love story, if that's what it truly was, remained theirs alone. Later that month, Dylan appeared at a fashion event in Milan. When asked about his current relationship status, he smiled, not a smug, dismissive smile, but something soft. Real. "I think people don't need words when they've already said everything through actions," he said. The reporter pressed further, asking about Shenyue directly. Dylan laughed, then said simply, "She's amazing. Always has been." Was that a confirmation? An indirect yes to the question everyone was too afraid to ask outright? Meanwhile, Shenyue's own interviews grew more poetic. She spoke of love as something unspoken, patient, and never for show. When asked about the most romantic thing someone ever did for her, she said, "They waited." What made their story so special wasn't just the slow burn or the secrecy. It was the authenticity. The way they refused to let fame corrupt something real. The way they chose privacy over profit, silence over spectacle. In an industry where relationships are often manufactured for attention, theirs felt earned. Fought for. Protected. As 2025 continues, they remain low-key. No joint interviews. No wedding photos released. Just subtle signs. Matching jewelry. Coordinated travel. The occasional soft glance in crowded rooms. They don't need to perform their love. They're living it. And fans? They're not just happy, they're proud. Proud that something so rare, so genuine, bloomed quietly amid the noise. Proud that their favorite on-screen couple turned out to be even more beautiful in real life. Proud that even in the whirlwind of celebrity, Dylan and Shenyue found a way to write their own love story, one not directed by scripts or dictated by public opinion. So, are Dylan Wang and Shenyue married? They've never said it outright. But sometimes, the answer doesn't need to be spoken. It's in the way they look at each other. The way they've grown. The way they've stayed. From co-stars to soulmates, theirs is a story that reminds us love doesn't always need a spotlight to shine. Sometimes, it just needs two people, choosing each other, over and over again. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on more unforgettable celebrity stories, behind-the-scenes truths, and the untold journeys of the stars you love.